Thank you for using Tax 990. Today we're going to briefly walk through how to complete the 990 PF balance sheet using our interview-based filing format. Start by accessing the balance sheet by clicking this icon here. It will take you to an overview of the net asset and fund balance, which we're going to start by clicking Start. Input your net asset and fund balances at the beginning of the year and click Next. In this section, you're going to be reporting assets in individual categories for beginning of year book value, end of year book value, and year-end fair market value. The information you provide in this section will generate at the bottom of the form and calculate all the different categories together. So once you've input all your information, at the bottom of the page, the totals will be calculated for each category. From there, you're going to proceed to the liabilities page, where you'll again input your liabilities for beginning of year and end of year in the appropriate sections, and we'll click Next. Now in the net asset and fund balance section, you must choose whether or not the organization follows SFAS 117 to generate the appropriate lines. So you have to make a selection and then enter your values accordingly. In this section, for both beginning of year and end of year, if you have liabilities reported, you're going to enter the difference between your assets and liabilities. If you did not report liabilities, you'll only enter your total value of assets for beginning of year and end of year. So since in this example, we did report liabilities, we'll record the difference between our assets and liabilities here. The balance sheet is going to indicate our total net asset and fund balance based on the information reported. So as you can see, they were calculated accordingly. These green check marks at the bottom of the page mean that the calculations have worked out. If either of these have a red X, you would have to go back and edit your values to get them to match. Now, since the beginning of year was greater than the end of year, we'll have to indicate where the increases in net assets come from. If our end of year was less than our beginning of year, you would indicate where the decrease came from. But since it was larger, we'll indicate that and put a description and indicate the amount and click Next. This is the analysis of net assets and fund balances. These two numbers have to match, and these two numbers have to match. If any of these numbers are incorrect, you would have a red X here, and you'll have to edit them. So look at the beginning of year and end of year and figure out which one is incorrect, and then edit it. We often see this problem because the increase in net assets or decrease in net assets was not completed. So make sure you add that information as to why you had an increase or decrease. And now these are balanced, so we have a green equal sign here. If you have any questions regarding your balance sheet, please call our support team, or you can send us an email or join us on chat. We're happy to help, but please keep in mind we cannot provide direct tax advice or direction on how to specifically report your organization's information or the categories your finances fall into.